Ouais, vraiment.
became a city. Now you have more rooms spread out. You know, mom's farm wife. She's got 2 minutes to herself. She can't rock. She can't do some rug hooking, some knitting. Kids have room to, you know, play on the floor with their toys. Now they've got a room in here. They can do their homework. And then just a few years later, they add on the room in the back. And in this room, against the wall, you hear a lot of Henry Ford being a tinker, of taking things apart. That desk against the wall is Henry Ford's desk. That's where it was originally sat. And the tools in there, most of those he made himself.
After they've restored the house. So we
Hello, sir.
keep it here because it's a beautiful thing that Henry Ford did in this way. So he's
Wow.
but it is a top of the line model, 1853, not our year. So not anything this family was bringing to purchase. They They also would not have carpets throughout the rest of the house. When you're looking at the picture reels, you can kind of see how low those are, and it's meant to make this room look higher.
I just bought one for my stand. I got it
And the
from,
reason that they would want wallpaper throughout the house, especially in this room, is because paint was very expensive. It had linseed oil in it, and linseed oil was kind of cheap. So you would only use it in certain locations where you could. You would try and economize by having wallpaper on the walls. If you were in a big city house that was a big brick structure over in Detroit, one of those big industry houses, you know, if you owned a big business over there, you would have a brick house, you'd have fabric on the walls. So this is an approximation of a pattern of fabric that you could have put on the walls, but it's just paper. So this is the cheaper option. A lot of people forget that people used to wallpaper their walls with fabric if they had enough money to do that. The wealthy would do that. This family is not wealthy. They're just farmers trying to cover their walls from the soot from the stoves while still making it appear like they are well-to-do. So that was kind of the idea. You know, just as we do in the modern day and age, you're always trying to keep up with the Joneses, right? So always trying to impress people with your best dressed room. So when you come in this room, this is definitely the best dressed room in the house. But the informal space in the next room, again, it would have had painted boards for the floor. You can see that Henry at one point decided to put in a hearth, but we are not sure whether they ever had an original hearth. So this house was originally built in 1861, and by that time period, we already had the stove capital of the world 8 miles away. So it doesn't make sense that they would ever have had a hearth inside the house. But you're welcome to step through and see that. Yeah, and to cook with. So there would have been a cook stove in this room. There would have been the sink and the dining table, all in that one room. So that was the end of the house. There is additions that are added on the sides. You can see with baby number 5, they add in a side bedroom and move the kitchen further on as well. But welcome. If you missed it, you are seeing 1876. This is Henry Ford's memories of his 13th year inside the house. So she was
added on in 1871.
all the children.
And the side bedroom was added on in 1871. So at one time, this room here was the kitchen.
It is.
I ain't been to school in a few years now. I'm getting ready to go to school.
Yes, I guess they went over here too.
Yeah.
Oh, this pulls out. Yeah, that's a bench.
Oh,
Huh.
Right.
Yeah,
So I guess they would move over there when they were writing.
the teachers sit there, special class.
Oh, I think I still need to get something to eat and drink.
Mm-hmm.
You want to get this? You know what? This is not walking good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm running.
Yeah.
So this was for the rich folks. Henry Ford was very, very lucky. He built 1,700 of these cars and found 1,700 people that were rich enough to own one. So the company continued and they moved to a larger building. So this was the next building they were using. This building is still standing on Paquette Avenue in Bovey and in the city of Detroit. There's a group of Model T people that have taken this over and they're turning it into their own museum, because this was the birthplace of the very first Model T. Once he got to letter T, starting with the little car that I was showing you first was the Model A. The next one was B, then there was C, then they did Fs, then Ks, Ns, Rs, Ss, and T came out in 1908. When this car debuted, he thought it was absolutely the perfect automobile, and he didn't want to change it, and he never intended to stop building it. So, from 1908 until 1927, it's the only thing they built at the Ford Motor Company, was the Model T. Starting with 1908, it looked like this. Now in 1914, he came up with a brand new way of building the car, and we call it the moving assembly line.
I'll leave you here with Jerry.
So, is the sign catching the roof?
Patching
on
up
the
the
original?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, well, that's what he would do with his, he worked the railroad too, for a lot of his travels. He was able to find things, and that's what, you know, that was the picture here.
It wasn't mail delivery.
Oh! That's pretty well put the end of that thing. I'm not doing that.
Well, like she said, they would have spent a lot of their time outside during the hot. Georgia's not very cool during the summer. So they would have spent a lot of time outside. Yeah, oh yeah. We have a great barbecue.
There's a chicken house.
It might look like junk, but I think it's a very beautiful house for its time. Very beautiful.